last week you made the bold prediction that Trump wouldn't make it for the next calendar year from his inauguration. Little did we know,
I feel pretty good about myself right now.
he didn't make it to the next episode.
Oh,
President Pence.
listen to this show for hot predictions.
46 president of the United States.
Only 4 more till 50.
Yeah, we're at this rate we're flying through him.
Crazy.
What a prediction, man.
What a prediction. Also, what a week.
What an extraordinary week.
When Trump got impeached, like I predicted, because I am that great.
Yeah.
When Trump got, I was like, okay, we're getting through the thick of things.
Yeah.
Little did we know, Pence got a plan.
Oh, he was planning this.
He was planning this. He's going. Oh, who's that? The Star Wars guy, the top like evil guy that Darth Vader reports to.
Oh, the Emperor?
The Emperor. Yeah, no shit. He's the Emperor. Yeah. I mean, abortion is now punishable by death. That's not cool.
Oh man, there's so much stuff. The amount of things he's put into place in 1 week is pretty remarkable.
It makes Trump look like a all right person.
Yeah, just one weekend, man.
Yeah.
All right. If you couldn't tell, we're pre-recording this episode,
and we're just guessing right now. We're predicting the future.
We're just. If we were right, the first minute of this episode, you'll think we're geniuses.
It will be the greatest minute of podcast radio of all time.
And if we're wrong, then
move on to the next battle.
Just we'll pick our fights. Welcome back. We're made it to episode 4. It's hard to believe we're already on episode 4.
Time goes quick.
1 month's worth of podcasts.
It's crazy.
I'm
feeling good about this one too. This is gonna be a great one.
We're going in. We have some good stuff to talk about this week.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Right off the bat, let's go into the normal particulars. If you haven't already, follow us on Twitter. Like our Facebook page.
Share the Facebook page.
Share the Facebook page. Tell a friend.
Tell multiple.
Invite friends.
Invite friends. We like friends.
We like
literally
friends.
buddies is in our name.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We like to think we're a community, much less just a podcast.
A community, a family that cares and loves for each other. With 5-star ratings.
5-star ratings, which you can do on iTunes.
We don't say love to each other. We rate each other.
You can give us a 5-star rating on iTunes, Stitcher, Castbox, Pocket Casts. Subscribe so you never miss an episode. Get your friends to subscribe, and we'll just keep doing this thing, man.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Mailbag's still open. Hopefully it's filling up by now, because we don't know actually if it's filled up since last episode.
Even though the last... Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We're still taking mailbag questions, though.
Always taking mailbag.
Always taking mailbag questions. Text us individually. Comment on one of our Facebook posts. Message us on Twitter. DM us on Twitter. Or email us. Our email is dbuddieспod@gmail.com. And we're planning a killer mailbag episode, so stay tuned.
Most definitely.
The big topic we were going to talk about...
The episode is brought to you...
I forget this every time.
Every single time.
Yeah.
By Budweiser, yet again.
3 in a row, is that?
3 in a row.
3 in a row.
I'm staying away from the beer that shall not be named.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? So, I went into one of my classmates' houses today just because, just a random off event. But in their living room, they had that beer.
Ooh,
they had
really?
boxes of it. So I bet they got it at the outlet.
Yeah. Well, also, fun fact, but I think I've told you, I don't know if I said it on the pod, though. That's the beer that the captain in Jaws, crumples up into his hand on the boat.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great fact.
Yeah, that's a great fact.
Today, fun fact. I'm drinking a Blue Moon Belgian White today, so...
classy.
Yeah, it's classy. You know the Hub Lager I drank last week?
Yeah.
It does not taste like a lager.
Does not.
Hub's known for their IPA, and this is the most bitter lager I've ever drank in my life. But it's good.
Good to know.
It's just not what I expected. All right. Today's big topic of discussion. The NBA All-Star Game happened a few weeks ago, but still fresh on our minds. So we're gonna take this episode to talk about All-Star games and the big four U.S. sports and ways to improve them. So we've kind of split this up. Would you like to start? Or would you like me
I'll
to
do
start?
one sport, then you do another.
Yeah, we'll switch off.
Sweet. So I'm gonna start off with some NBA.
The one that just happened.
The one that just happened, because that makes the most sense. Number one, for every sport, I thoroughly believe that the fans should never vote. I think the fans are idiotic in 99% of the case. Kobe made every All-Star game when the last couple of years he was complete trash. I don't know. That's just one example. There's been many. So that's the first thing I changed. The second thing, during the I think NBA actually does it pretty good. I think skill competitions, dunk is not bad. 3-point shooters, pretty good, especially when Klay Thompson loses.
That's usually the best competition. The dunk contest is either the best or one of the worst. Yeah.
And even the game's not bad because it's fun. Like
this year's game kind of sucked though.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Okay.
But I enjoy zero defense.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. One game a year, I enjoy zero defense.
It was a little too far this year. It turned from no defense to just no effort at points. So
that's probably true.
Yeah.
But there's a couple things specifically I would change during the All-Star game and the what is it called, rookies versus sophomores.
Rising Stars.
Rising Stars game.
Now, yeah.
I think they should add trick shots and fancy dunks during the game. And you'd have a panel of 3 on the side, awarding a certain amount of points to each one.
Is this like boxing match style?
Yeah, except for more in the moment. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I've always been especially in soccer, I always felt like that'd be a fun way to score soccer. Just like boxing match style.
Yeah.
And there's the team, if you score more goals, you get maybe bonus points. But
if you nutmeg somebody, that's a point.
Yeah, just something like that. Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
God, we should. If we ran sports, it'd be so great.
Oh, we would be the best.
Yeah, and Dallas Cowboys would win every single Super Bowl.
Wow. That's just not true.
All right, so that's the first change to the NBA I would make.
Uh-huh.
The second one would be a massive hit. This one would be epic.
Uh-huh.
A 1v1 tournament. So I don't.
Ooh.
How many players make the NBA All-Star? Probably 26 or 27.
It's between 25 and 30.
Yeah, so I think you got to push that to 32 just so it makes sense in terms of the tournament style.
You can invite one of the players who's just there for a skills competition.
Yes.
Because there are players on the roster that doing the skills comp that aren't in. Yeah.
Okay, we could do that for sure. And then you just have a 1v1 tournament, which clearly LeBron's going to win until he retires. But after that, who knows?
Or he could just abstain.
Or he could just he'd be a bitch if he did that.
He would though.
And he would definitely. Most of them would. But after saying that, it would be fun. Yeah. Even watching the non-great players, I would still watch that.
That'd be fun.
Jamal Crawford 1v1.
Oh,
holy shit, that's good TV.
I think Jamal Crawford is everyone's least favorite NBA player.
Even if he's on your team.
No, Clippers fans hate him, and everyone else in the league hates him because everyone only remembers that one time he single-handedly beat your team.
Exactly.
I can't tell you how many times the Nuggets played the Clippers and they won the game for 42 minutes, and then Jamal Crawford just took over and decided that they weren't going to lose.
As a Clipper fan, he's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Because he plays so bad for 5 games and then wins you a game. And whenever I yell, "Don't shoot that, Jamal," he makes it when he's getting double coverage and leaning out of bounds.
Right.
But if it's a wide open 3, you bet your ass he's going to miss that.
Yeah. And it's so frustrating because you'll be beating the Nuggets will be beating the Clippers with, they're having Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, and they'll just handle him for the majority of the game. And then Jamal Crawford gets his ass off the bench and just cannot miss. It's just stupid. It's just not fun. It's stupid. I'm still bitter.
I can't tell. I can't tell.
But yeah, he'd be good in that competition.
He would be fun as hell.
Yeah.
He got sick handles.
He does.
He's dirty.
He's
handles.
a Seattle guy, I'm pretty sure.
No, he's big in Seattle. I used to follow him on Twitter. He just tweeted too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt bad about unfollowing him because he always tweeted good stuff.
He's a good guy.
He tweeted about how much he loves his family. He tweeted I'm holding a charity thing in Seattle.
Yeah.
And you know how a bunch of basketball players hold camps?
Yeah.
And then never show up?
Yeah.
Jamal Crawford regularly showed up to his camp, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's sad? So the Trailblazers just traded Mason Plumlee to the Nuggets. Literally, because I went to follow him on Twitter because he became a Nugget. And the last thing he had tweeted, because he hadn't tweeted about the trade yet, was he announced a basketball camp in Portland for this summer.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was like 2 days before.
Does he hold it? You kind of gotta.
It was like him and another Blazer player, Alan Crabb, are
Okay.
doing it. I'm sure it'll go. It's in the summer. It's awesome. But yeah, it's just, I thought that was kind of funny and harsh.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You want to do your sport?
Yeah, I'll do. Let's see. I'll do baseball first. I got some hot takes on this one. This might be some of my best hot takes. The way the MLB does it, it's pretty standard. It's a fan vote for the starters. American League versus National League, obviously. The coaching staffs are the coaching staffs from the two teams in the World Series the previous year. So the Cubs and Indians just played in the World Series. So the Cubs and Indians coaching staffs will be the managers and coaches for this year's All-Star game. The hot topic with the MLB All-Star game is that it's the only one that's supposed to be competitive because the winning league gets home field in the World Series, which is a very big deal. It makes the game very important. The general consensus is that this is very stupid and that this is an awful idea.
Mm-hmm.
I could not disagree more.
Oh, Christ.
I think
it's a horrible idea.
I think this is one of the best ideas MLB's ever had. And I'm going to explain this. For one, I agree with you. They absolutely need to get rid of the fan vote. Because you can't have a competitive game if you're going to let the fans vote in.
Yeah.
Like last year, the entire Cubs infield started, they were good, but they didn't all deserve to start.
Yeah.
Maybe like one or two of them. And it also, theoretically, you could just vote in just a bad player to the other team.
Mm-hmm.
I love this, though, because of the dynamic it sets up between, different fan bases. And I'll give you an example. A few years ago, the Yankees manager, Joe Girardi, was the manager for the American League. It was late. It was a late game situation. It was a close game. David Ortiz, Big Papi, got a single. He was on first. The obvious answer, because you need to win, is you pinch run him because he's one of the slowest men on the planet, much less in professional sports. Well, he's retired. He's retired now, so he's not really in professional sports anymore. But he's a known slow guy. Joe Girardi leaves him in because he's like, hey, fuck it, it's just an all-star game. Big Papi got thrown out at a ball hit to the outfield at second base. And it completely cost the American League the game. So what happened the next day? Every American League fan of those teams hated Joe Girardi and was talking shit about him. It was amazing. That's like the best sport. That's what sports is all about.
It's about hating. No, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
I know. It was just so fun because, fans of teams who really had no shot at the World Series were pissed at them just because on the off chance they made it, they wouldn't have had home field. It was great.
Even the teams that
so
had no
great.
shot. Yeah.
I love it. It's my favorite thing about it. And it makes one of the knocks on All-Star games is that they aren't competitive, and it makes it have to be more competitive. I think it's fun.
Okay, you raise a lot of good points. If I went to the final, I'm not a baseball fan by any means, but if my team got to the finals, or whatever they called them, baseball, World Series. Oh my God, that was bad. If they got to the World Series and we lost and we didn't have home field advantage, whether it's fair or not, I'm blaming it on that. And
that's even better because you can blame it on some other team's manager that may have made a mistake.
But what if it was actually that reason though?
I think that's part of the game. I think it's fun. I realize I'm in the vast minority on this subject. So my big change to the game itself is scrap the fan vote. Let the managers pick the teams, and so they can just put together the best teams they can. Go all in on the making it competitive, winner gets home field thing, and just put limits on what you can do. So pitchers can only throw so many pitches, things like that. Like a certain number of players on the team has to get in that bat, so you can't just play the MVP the whole game or whatever. So just putting rules like that, and I think that'd be pretty fun. Another rule that the MLB uses that I think is interesting. A lot of people don't know about it, but I want to bring it up with you. There's a rule that the All-Star rosters aren't set. There's not a max number of players. It could be any number. Well, I mean, it has to be at least 25 or whatever.
But it can be anything above 25?
Yeah. And the reason why is because there's a rule that a player from every single team, at least one, has to make the All-Star game.
I understand why they're doing that to bring viewers.
Yeah. On its surface, it seems kind of dumb. But I don't know, it kind of makes it more fun.
It's good for a business sense.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. This is professional sports. I know about handouts.
That's true.
I mean, politics. I'm all for giving back, but not something as important as sports.
And I mean, the business, the business side of that is, every team in their, gift shop is going to have an all-star jersey of their players. So
I understand why they're doing it, but that doesn't.
I think it's an interesting idea.
If I were part of the ownership I'd totally do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess they can keep it.
I'm indifferent.
Yeah. As far as the weekend goes, the home run derby is usually pretty fun. I was trying to think of like skills challenges. The problem with skills challenges in baseball is baseball players are notoriously unathletic compared to most other sports, and so I think you're gonna dive into some alternatives you can do with some other sports later. Yeah. But there's not really that in baseball. I mean, you could do I was thinking like a diving catch competition or something, which could be fun because there's some guys who are real athletic in the outfield and stuff. That's about it. I mean, you could that's just expanding on the home run derby, but I think they're good with what they have in that regard. But definitely, I love the aspect of it meaning something, and I know I'm the only person on earth, but I still love it.
Yeah, well, at least you own up to it.
Yeah.
Just like your Futurama take. Alrighty, so I'm going to do NFL. I got two. Okay, first of all, the Pro Bowl is just trash. I say you should get rid of it completely.
It sucks.
I think I've watched one Pro Bowl game.
And that's the other thing.
I'm a huge NFL fan. I just can't watch it.
Baseball is like the one sport where you can actually pretty much go all out. You don't have to go 100% and not get hurt.
Yeah, there's so little risk of injury for baseball.
It happened once. Like, there was one guy who, took out a catcher at a play at the plate in an all-star game, and he, ended the catcher's career.
Holy
yeah, that's a real thing. But, don't do that.
Yeah. But you can, besides, there's limits. But, Pro Bowl, I don't expect these. If I were an NFL player, I would not put any effort into the Pro Bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not worth it. So, I say you get rid of it. And you have two different, fans don't. You need the Pro Bowl for Hall of Fame and that bullshit like that. So you still get elected to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
But the Pro Bowl players are able to participate in a couple events. Keep dodgeball because that
awesome. Was amazing.
That was super.
That's
cool.
One of the best ideas they've had.
That is NFL has been so bad these last 5 to 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Literally just bad decision after bad decision.
Yeah.
That was a good decision.
Yeah, it was.
It was that one and wearing the cleats for your favorite charity.
Yeah,
that was cool, but they also fucked it up with saying you weren't allowed to wear it outside of the week for the players that had buys.
Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah.
So even when they make a good decision, they still fuck it up somehow.
Yeah.
So the two ideas are, number one, flag football, but only offensive and defensive linemen. So I want them to play receiver. I want them to play quarterback. I want to see 300-pound men who are crazy athletes because they are arguably the best athletes in football. I want to see those 300-pound men running 9-tree routes. I want to see them catching. I want to see them throwing. I think it would be sick. I think so much fun.
I think that's a great idea.
And I think they'd get really into it too. It'd be really competitive because there's lower risk of injury.
Yeah.
And they don't get to do that.
Yeah, and Poe, he ran that one play as quarterback for the Chiefs this year. He could just be Oh man,
it would be sick.
That'd be so fun.
I would watch
Vince Wilfork.
Oh my god,
could realize his dream.
Tyron Smith, which is a freak athlete.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to stop Tyron.
Nah, man, that'd be fun.
Yeah, and then the other one is so you got the quarterbacks and the kind of lesser weight players, the wide receivers, corners, quarterbacks, running backs. Have a basketball game.
Yeah.
Or maybe a couple, maybe a tournament. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see Des Bryant and Antonio Brown play basketball. I think that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be pretty fun. Yeah, but you can't do that. That's the thing I was talking about. You can't do that with baseball. That's really
because they're just awful athletes.
I don't think
not awful, but
no. Some of them are good.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mike Trout's a hell of an athlete.
A lot of them are good athletes, but there's also Big Papi.
Yeah. I just think NFL athletes are. I don't know who. We should have another conversation. Who's the best athlete in sport? What sport provides the best athletes?
Yeah,
that's a good topic for another time.
Yeah,
but I just love to see NFL players play basketball.
I think that'd be fun. The last sport we got on the list.
The best for last.
Well,
Oh,
I don't know. It's the most interesting. And
it's already the best. Like the best, like all-star game.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about the NHL. Gonna talk about a little hockey here.
We spread it out.
Yeah, spread the love. Their all-star game is currently a 3-on-3 tournament.
Which is genius.
And so instead of dividing all other sports divided by leagues, so like the NFC, AFC, and the NFL, National League, American League, and baseball, and the East-West, and the NBA, the NHL divides it up by divisions. So there's 4 divisions in the NHL, and so each team gets each division gets a roster of about, I think it's like 15 or so guys, and they play. A normal hockey game's 3 20-minute periods, so because it's a 4-team tournament, there's 3 20-minute games. So 2 divisions will face off in the first game in the semifinal. 2 divisions will face off in the second 20-minute game, and the last 20-minute slot will be the winners of the 2 previous games. It's an interesting idea, an interesting take on how to do all-star games. And the winning team gets $1 million cash prize.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Because that was one thing Steve Kerr, the Warriors coach, was talking about with the how to improve the NBA one, was to maybe play for charities. I think
that's a great idea.
I think the NHL one is just cash, though. It's not charities. Like, it's cold, hard cash.
Cold hard cash.
The weird thing is, though, it didn't really improve effort.
Really?
Like, especially with the goalies. Like, it was just kind of an offensive showcase. Which is fun. I think it's more engaging to not already hardcore hockey fans. I think hardcore hockey fans didn't love it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's an interesting take. And I think they do have a skills contest the day before. They have, like, a shootout competition, and then they have a hardest shot sort of thing. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
They do it well.
They do it well. One twist you could do, and this is kind of playing off the idea of doing cross sports, is do like some sort of ice flag football competition.
Wow.
That would be pretty sweet.
Wow.
Because those guys are crazy athletes as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing all of that, but on skates.
Yeah.
Like, you forget about that sometimes. It's crazy.
Yeah. So that'd be fun.
That would be awesome.
That'd be nuts.
That'd be sick.
But yeah, so that's my ideas for that.
Yeah.
So All-Star games should be fun.
Yeah, they should be fun. And they should, like, we've already seen them play a bunch of games. Do something unique.
And the whole point of having an All-Star game is to see, all the best players play on one team.
Yeah.
So that's why these things should be spectacles. They should be fun to watch.
Yeah.
And, maybe...
Unlike the regular season, that should be boring, but...
Well, you could just, like dream teams,
Yeah. So, commissioners, listen up. Listen to us.
Yeah, give us a ring.
Yeah, Drinking Buddies, the podcast of commissioners.
We're the podcast for the people.
That's true.
All people. Would you like to move on to Fuck This Thing?
I think we shall.
You want to start?
Yeah. So, my Fuck This Thing, it's been a Fuck This Thing for the past 3.5 years. I grew up in California. Loved the rain then. Moved here. It rains a lot in Portland. Yeah, it rains a ton. But I still kind of like the rain. But there's one thing about the rain I can't stand.
Yeah.
And that's getting wet socks.
Oh.
Fuck wet socks.
That's a good one.
They're so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I just fuck them.
I agree. You know what I've started doing? Is I sometimes I just say fuck it and I just change socks midday.
Oh, that's
I'll
smart.
wear 2 pairs of socks for a day.
Yeah, you need a lot of socks in the Pacific Northwest.
Man, it's because they're impossible to dry once they get damp. You just have to wait and then just put them through a wash cycle pretty much. You just can't go once they're damp. New socks. I'm just fucking it. New socks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's my Fuck This Thing.
My Fuck This Thing is both Noah and I are close to graduation. We're about to finish our bachelor's degrees. This time of year, when you're a graduate, everyone asks you what your plans are for after graduation. My Fuck This Thing...
What are your plans?
My Fuck This Thing is that question.
That question, shit.
I've been asked that question so many times, I do not have a good answer for it. pretty soon I'm just gonna start saying podcasting.
Yeah.
Just see what they say.
Hey, who knows? Tell your friends.
Hey, if the more of you share this and subscribe this could be it.
If we don't make it big, I blame the listeners.
My fuck this thing is just being repeatedly asked what my plans are for after graduation.
You know what I did in high school?
What?
Okay, I was like when they ask you what college you're going to or what major you're doing.
Yeah.
Like when you were a senior in high school. Sometimes I'd say, I'm deciding between U of P, Oregon State, and some other one I can't remember the name of. Sometimes be like, I'm joining the Army.
That's funny.
Which is completely like make shit up. I'm gonna be a vagabond and just train across the country.
That's funny. And like I always love when people ask that question and then they follow it up with, "You're probably tired of getting asked that question." It's like, yeah,
and they still ask it.
Yeah, why'd you ask it?
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, that's my fuck that question.
Fuck that question.
We're gonna move to obscure band. Now this is a big. I've hyped this up for Noah because I've been talking about this.
I'm excited.
So the band is their name is Ghost. They're a heavy metal band. Their official self-proclaimed genre is Swedish progressive psychedelic heavy metal.
Wow.
So if that sort of thing interests you, definitely check them out.
I know it interests me.
They aren't as obscure now. They're well known in kind of the metal, circles, I guess. And the reason why I liked them when they were obscure, and they got unobscure when the most improbable thing happened last year, and they won a Grammy.
Holy shit.
They won a Grammy.
Wow.
Yeah. One of the reasons why they're kind of obscure and have this mystique is no one knows their real identities. Well, I mean, I think their family and but like the public doesn't know their identities. It's never been revealed. They dress up in a very provocative manner. The people who play, they're a 6-piece band, so they have a drummer, 2 guitarists, a bassist, a keyboard, and a singer. The people who play instruments, they dress up in these like black robes with these masks, and they call themselves the Nameless Ghouls. And then
it's kind of terrifying.
Yeah, and the singer dresses up as this like in these robes, and he kind of dresses up like it's almost like this robe suit thing, and he calls himself Papa Emeritus. It's kind of like a demonic priest thing.
Wow, that just went from like really creepy to Papa.
Yeah, it's kind of a
weird twist.
The way they look is much different from the way their music sounds. Their music's actually a lot more approachable than people would think, but like the way they look kind of turns people off right away.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like because they kind of have the whole like satanic thing or whatever. I don't think they're more satanic than say like AC/DC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because they have the look to go with it, they kind of tuned out faster, I guess. Anyway, they had an album that was very good that they put out in 2015. So if you like heavy metal, that's a modern heavy metal masterpiece, really. It was so good they won a fucking Grammy somehow.
You know what Grammy they won?
It was best heavy metal performance, I think. But yeah, I mean, still, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But before I get into this amazing story, which is the real reason why I picked them for Obscure Band, because I want to talk about this, there's actually a rumor that Dave Grohl is their drummer. And this is a thing that's circulated for a while, and part of the reason why people think it is because they had a very fast ascension to popularity, and so people are like, that's kind of weird. They're this band from Sweden. They all speak perfect English, and like, who do they know that like helped them get to this level? And the album that's super that super good that won them a Grammy, they recorded in Nashville in these like famous Nashville studios that you kind of have to like know someone to get in. So people were like, that's kind of weird. And then one of the members, one of the Nameless Ghouls, because they do all their interviews in costume and kind of in character, one of the Nameless Ghouls kind of dropped that Dave Grohl dressed up as a Nameless Ghoul and played with them before. And then more recently, so people started asking him questions about that. More recently, someone asked a Nameless Ghoul that, and he said, yeah, it's true that he's dressed up as a Nameless Ghoul and he's played drums for us. And the guy asked him, like, what shows, how many, and he's like, I can't answer that. And so there's there's a real rumor that he's just the drummer.
David Grohl thing to do though.
Yeah,
like, I could see him doing that.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. But he's definitely played with them.
That's it.
I think what, in my opinion, is based on like kind of the stuff that's leaked, is that he's their studio drummer, and someone else does some of the live shows, but he'll play some of them, like if he's around or in town or whatever.
That's sick.
Yeah, so they're Ghost. They're good. I'd say listen to their music before you like Google image a picture of them. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, none of that's the reason why I picked them for Obscure Band. The reason right here is this amazing story I heard about them. So the foundation for this story is their manager is really, really good friends with the manager of a band called Asking Alexandria. Asking Alexandria is one of the worst bands this world has ever produced. They're like this weird screamo dubstep thing that became really popular in like 2010, but it was like a fad thing, and I think most people who listen to them probably regret that now because they're awful. Yeah. But anyway, they got invited to play a bunch of metal festivals and stuff, so they were always around, and they were like a headliner at some point. Anyway, that connection's important. So there's this story that leaked after a metal festival that Ghost played at, and a band called Chimera talked about how they had a foosball match with Ghost, and this is a quote from a band member of Chimera after this festival. Quote, "Those freaks in Ghost are basically foosball sharks. They wander into the game room and they're all, 'Oh, what is this? Fuseball? We have never heard of it. Is it fun?' They let us win a round, and then they very innocently go, 'Let's make this interesting, shall we? The loser will have to open on the Asking Alexandria's next tour. Next thing you know, we're stuck touring with the shittiest band in the entire world. Fuck my life.'" And so, after I saw that article, I Googled Chimera Asking Alexandria. It really happened. They toured with them. They opened for them. And
good on that band.
Yeah, they actually pulled through. But yeah, this is unbelievable. And then the best part of that, this is actually the second time Ghost has done this to a band. Yeah, there's another thing. There's a band called Trivium that was forced to open for Asking Alexandria in their tour before because they lost a foosball match to Ghost. So yeah.
Okay, Ghost just became my favorite band.
So Ghost, pretty good music if you're into metal. If you're not into metal, you probably won't like them, but they're pretty good for a metal band and modern metal. Listen to their music before you look at them because they look horrifying. And also, don't play them in foosball because they're gonna hustle you and force you to play with bad bands. Wow. Isn't that amazing?
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Like, that's straight up incredible.
That was such a great story. I laughed so hard when I heard that. So yeah, Ghost. Check them out. They might be Ghost BC. They had to change their name for a little bit, but it's Ghost again. It was Ghost BC for a little bit, but yeah. And the album that came out in 2015 is called Meloria. I think I pronounced it wrong, but it's
close enough.
It's Meloria is the one that got them a bunch of mainstream popularity. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So coming up in the next couple weeks, we still have our guest. I think our guest is going to might be our spring break special episode.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So check that out. It's going to be fun. And also coming up in the next couple weeks will be a mailbag.
And we legally have to say, "Hail President Pence" now. So just want to say I didn't want to say that, but we legally have to.
It's been quite a week since our last episode. All right. Well, we'll be back shortly. Thank you guys for all your support, and have a good week.
See you next week.
That'll never get old.
I know, right?